the Constitution for the next 35 years. If you're an American and you love America, why would you not want to put yourself in a position where you can do the most good for America in the Constitution? And if Ted Cruz is all that he says he is, and is a conservative constitutionalist, he should be looking to fill Antonin Scalia's shoes. That's what he should be doing, if he is who he says he is. And I don't know that he is anymore. I just feel it. Jenny, welcome to the show.
Hey, Gary.
What's going on, Jenny?
Great call, Mike. Anyway, I did not like, I never liked Carly Fiorina, never did. There's something wrong with this,
A lot of people didn't like Carly Fiorina. That's why she was under 1% when she dropped out.
Yeah, right. I know. I mean, it's like, what's going on here? That didn't seem right to me at all. So, and besides, that was weird that he did it now.
Yeah, and I tell you, it sounds like some backroom double dealing, whatever. And we can talk about this, Jenny, while you're here. The beginning of the week, there was allegedly this Cruz Kasich deal where they were going to, Kasich wasn't going to run in Indiana. He's kind of just backing away and letting Cruz take Indiana, and he was going to go work Oregon and Utah. And shortly thereafter, it started to fall apart very quickly. They both double-dealed on each other, and it didn't quite go out the way we wanted it to go, So it's very, very strange that it happened that way. And one of the things that bothered me, and I pulled this off the internet today, and I verified it, shortly after that deal was allegedly cut, the Ted Cruz organization sent out a series of letters to supporters that said, this is for email distribution only. Please be cautious and only forward this email to our known Ted Cruz supporters via email.
No.
And it says, here's the situation. Tomorrow we are embarking on a very important election in Indiana, Oregon, and New Mexico. Please understand that sometimes in order to win the end game, we must be the better strategic players in this election, the most important of our time. I ask you tomorrow in Oregon and New Mexico, please continue voting for a Ted Cruz win in those states. Do not select John Kasich, as has been reported since Sunday evening. Now, you're going to send that kind of thing out right after you've allegedly cut this deal with Kasich. And we know there was some kind of a deal cut. But it goes to showing some dishonesty. And maybe it's always been that way. It probably has been.
It probably has.
But
it reminds me of Iowa.
Yes. It goes back once again to, this has probably happened for the last 120 years, whatever. And the internet now allows this to be seen. The curtain has been pulled back on the ugliness that is our election system. And again, remember, folks, our system is being run by two private entities. That's the Republican National Committee and the Democratic National Committee. That's Wasserman Schultz, for God's sake, on the Democrat side, and Reince Priebus on the other side. So imagine the power that cabal on either side is wielding. This is the greatest country on earth, and it's being run by an oligarchy of progressives on the left and progressives on the right. I think we're finally seeing it, and that's why, maybe Trump isn't the right guy. Maybe he's not the perfect candidate. There's a million things, but he's the only one that stood up and said, I understand and I feel what you're feeling. I've been in there, I've seen it, and sure, it's a 50-50 chance that he may not be any better than them. But you know what? As 100% certainty in my book, that every politician, lifelong politician, and all these other guys running are lifelong politicians. And what is a politician? They're parasites. They're working on the system. They're not going to give up what they got. And that's why you're seeing this ugliness. In any other system, they would be voting for Trump and backing behind him because he's the front runner. He's got the strongest ability to beat Hillary Clinton. And yet they don't want to do it because they know things will change with Trump because he's not going to play that game.
Yeah, I'm a Christian, and I understand about the social thing. Like I said last week, I don't like what Trump stood for that day, but he did walk it back. Who knows what he really thinks about it? But you know what? I just don't think Cruz can win. I'm sorry, Cruz supporters.
Yeah,
I would like him to, but I don't think he can, and he's getting mighty snarky and bitter.
Yeah, well, I think, when pressure comes out, people start to show their true colors. I mean, it just happens. It's not that I don't dislike Cruz. If, by God, for some reason he gets the nomination and it's him and Hillary, I'm going to pull the lever for Cruz.
So will I, and I'll vote for Trump.
Yeah.
I'll vote for either one, whoever gets it.
All right. Well, good. Great call, Jenny. I appreciate it.
Okay.
All right. Have a good one. We'll talk to you next week, man.
Yep.
All right. Take care. Okay. So let's get back to, there's one other thing. Do we want to play the Lucifer thing? No, we're not going to play it because I'm sure everybody's already heard it. But Derek, let's go all the way down to track 5. And Trump came out this week and also had his foreign policy statement, his first foreign policy statement, because he said after he won the big five in the East Coast last week, that he was going to release a series of statements, and includes the one that I was talking to Ed earlier about. He's going to name his probable appointees for the SCOTUS, and he has promised that he will pick an appointee from that list that he's going to release here in a few weeks. And I think that will be a big turning point for guys like Ed who believe that, SCOTUS is a huge position for us. And if you're not thinking about that when you vote, you're crazy. And I understand that the Cruz supporters want Cruz because they feel he would be the best guy to make that choice, and maybe he would be. But let's jump back to the Trump foreign policy was released this week. And the guy that I consider the best foreign policy guy, and I would love to see him in an administration, even as a VP, is John Bolton, Ambassador John Bolton. And this is what he had to say about Trump's foreign policy statement this week. Go ahead and roll.
Both of them Fox News contributors. Mr. Ambassador, let me start with you. I know you are neutral in this race. You have not endorsed Donald Trump or anybody else. Did anything in that speech win you over?
Well, I thought it was a very strong and impressive speech. I thought that by coming back again and again to the point that what should be the lodestar of American foreign policy is protecting American core national interest, he was right on target. I liked his emphasis on the relationship between a strong American economy and our ability to have a strong presence in the world. I thought his analysis of the many failings of Obama, the Obama administration's foreign policy was on target, and I thought that his observations about the need to have a strong military to help create the kind of structures of deterrence that avoid conflict were.
Okay, so when John Bolton says the foreign policy statement is good, I'm going to believe it. So I think what you're going to see is more and more details come out. People have been wrapping all this up that Trump has not been detail-oriented enough. It's coming, folks. It's coming. I hope you're comfortable with it. I'm going to be looking at it as well. But make sure you're going to thedailydrift.com. I've got these stories up there. And remember, if you find a story on the internet, email me the link, would you? Gary at thedailydrift.com, and I'll put it up on the website so you can share it out. And get on your social media accounts. Fight for your candidate, whether it's a Cruz or a Trump or even a Clinton. Get out there and be active this year. Take care.